Okay, good morning, guys. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, indicate by typing on the chat. If you can hear me. If you can hear me. Oh, great. Welcome to Emeka. To do our analysis for the day. I woke up a bit today because I really slept late. I slept around after 11. So I just finished my workout. I'm going to set up the chart for us so we wait for our trades and then I'll go take a quick shower. All right, loud and clear, beautiful. So this was an analysis I did. I just put a channel here. I did this thing, this draw a macro perception of where the market will go in the future. So I actually went all the way from weekly. So you can see the market has been contracting. Market has been contracting here. So what we are tentatively expecting, market is going this way, giving us a corrective up, down, completing this wave and will possibly go up. But this is not important for our own daily trade. I'm just showing you this because I have the chart drawn on the screen. So I want to show that to you before I clean it off. So we're expecting market to possibly go down a bit, complete this channel, and you see how the channel has been ranging. And this channel and move all the way out. Okay, that said, I'm going to wipe it off. So we revert to our boss strategy, which makes us our daily bread. So I'm cleaning this off. I'm switching. And in the 4 hour, we saw that the candle, you will see that the candle that started by 3 a.m. just ended now. The 4 hour candle started there. So this is where we are starting our trading. So what we need to do now is to define that 3 a.m. candle, the one before it. So one thing you notice is on the upper side, the shadow is longer than the body. Hence, we are going to put our line here. And the bottom part, shadow is shorter than the body. Hence, we need to put our line over here. So once that is done, what we are expecting is either of two things, right? If candle closes above here, the next candle becomes our buy trade. And if candle closes below this line, the next one becomes our sell trade. So one thing you have to always do, you try to do when you make this markout is also to look at where your possible targets will be. But it's not usually better to do that on the 4 hours. So once you've drawn this line, you go down to the 30 minutes and the 1 hour and see what is happening over there, right? So I'm switching to the 30 minutes time frame. I see that the 30 minutes looks very good to the downside, right? You see this free traffic here. So by God's grace, today is most probably going to be a good day. So once we have this candle close above this, and we need it to close, right? We really need it to close below that, unlike the one of yesterday. After doing this analysis, I'm going to analyze what we did yesterday and also point out what our mistake was, and then what we should be careful about in the near future when we see it happen again. All right. So I'm going to delete this long line. So we're expecting this candle to close below here. It's only after it has closed below there that we are going to take a trade. And you see all of this below this line here, we have a very beautiful traffic, right? Very beautiful traffic to the downside. So we are anticipating that if the candle closes it should actually go all the way till this other block here. But mind you, the rule of Fibonacci also holds true. All right, the Fibonacci rule holds true as well. So one thing you will notice is you have here, if we are following our rule of see that market has been trending all the way up here until it reached here. All right, immediately reached here, it ranged, pulled up. Green candle here broke the first trend here. Let's look at the 1 hour and see if the trend becomes emerged. And look at it here. Lo and behold, in the 1 hour, this actually becomes a full trend up to this side here. Do you understand? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the Fibonacci. Remember, I'm doing this on the 1 hour. Take the Fibonacci, because following on the 1 hour, you see that no candle break the low of the previous candle until this first green candle. It broke the low of the red candle here, and the next red candle broke its low. Success Fibonacci from the bottom here to the top. Great. That's just it. So once we've done that, the next thing we are going to do now is to look into what's going to happen. All right. This is the golden zone. So market, possibly if it gets inside here, is going to store. It's going to store. So I'm anticipating that around this region, depending on how this candle closes and where it closes, right? We could be anticipating to take partials somewhere around here. But I'm looking at this shadow here. So I think that maybe the partials could actually come around somewhere here. All right. Or maybe a round number before there, which is 2665. Gold has a way of getting around round numbers. So possibly partials could come here, depending on how that closes, if we get a sell trade. So that is the analysis. The buy looks good once we have a candle close above here. Now, we are not going to take the risk. Remember how I used to say, if I have money to spare, when we see a grade B or a subpar trade, we take it by lowering our risk, which is what we did yesterday. But since we had we took a loss yesterday, we only need grade A trades today. So if the candle even closes above here, as long as it's still inside this other block, that is a no-no for us. No trade for us for that for today. If this happens, until we have a clearance above here. And once we have a clearance above here, that means we're going to have a very beautiful trade rolling all the way up till around this other block. But you know that there is going to be some misbehaviors. Look at this shadow right here, this shadow here. So this could be a good place to take partials. So that is our analysis. We have analyzed what we are expecting for today's trade. We have also put our tentative take profit areas. And all we have to do now is wait. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. You don't stress it. You don't struggle. The beauty of our strategy is that each day you come to the chart, you know exactly what to do. All right? You know exactly what to do. So let me switch to the 30 minutes right now. And then we are going to be waiting for our trade right here on the 30 minutes time frame. That's just it. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to put like alerts. This is what I usually do, so that once I do it, I could be doing other things outside this chart, so that whenever market hits my price, I get an alert. I know that I need to get ready to trade. So here, once I go to the price axis around an area, like in this 2674, I click on this plus sign, and it says add alert on XAUUSD at 2674. I say, of course, I click there. And you will see it adds an alert, this dotted line. So whenever price is coming up to cross here, I will get alerted. Another thing is this. Whenever I want to add an alert below this area right here, this is another block, so I wouldn't want to take a trade here. So that when it's coming down here, I want to see the structure. Let me delete these guys here. Okay. When it comes below here, I need to take it off. So right here, I'm going to add an alert below as well. Boom. So that is it. We we now have our trade set up for the day. All we do now is wait. Then while waiting, the next thing we need to do or discuss is news. So we are going to go switch to the tab for news and check what is happening today. So I'm going to visit Forex Factory right now. So let me share my entire screen so that area I move to, you should be able to see it. So right here, right here, right here. Let me share this. Great. Okay. So I'm going to go to Forex Factory and I'm going to check if there is a high impact news. Remember, funding pips don't want you to trade around news. And lo and behold, we actually have some very powerful news today. We have the PPI. They call PPI and PPI by 2:30. So we need to be careful about these times, all right? And we need to also watch closely what the market does this morning. It could possibly range until that volume time. But nonetheless, at least we know that we're expecting a high impact news by 2:30. Okay. If you have your own personal account and you want to trade news, only trade news 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes after the news has been released. I keep harping on that. Do not enter a trade before news. Trading news at the time or before it is pure gambling. You don't want to do that. All right. So that is that for us. And I'm going to now wait for the trade. So while we wait, I could possibly, let's see what we have here. Let's see. Okay. All right. So just give me, if there are any questions, anything you would like to ask, you can just questions here. If there's anything you want to learn about, you want to know about, you just ask it here. So in the meantime, I'm just going to leave the chat and take a quick shower before my sweat dries entirely on my skin. See you guys soon. Yep. The first 30 minutes has ended. The first 30 minutes has ended, and we still did not get a close, right? We still get a close on the areas we talked about. So let's navigate through the other time frames. Okay. All right. So I like what I'm seeing in the 1 hour. I like what I'm seeing in the 1 hour. Okay. So guys, I want you to check this thing out. All right? So watch here. In 30 minutes, what happened here? The previous candle ended as red, but it did not break our zone. And as you all know, we have an order block here that could cause a lot of havoc for us. I'm not taking a grade B trade. However, a grade B trade could be something like basing your trade on a 1 hour time frame. Because if you look at the 1 hour, look at what is happening on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, you have a beautiful free traffic. So if you have like 1% to spare, which I believe, let's check this thing out now. Your stop loss will then be above here. Watch out. From here to here, your stop loss will be about 82, 83 pips. You can do that. That is, if this current candle now, what you should be doing now is your 1 hour time frame, no longer your 30 minutes. Your trades will now be based off on your 1 hour. You could do something like this, give about 2-3 pips below, like this. You can see that the sell stop is not exactly at the tip, at the break of the previous 1 hour. I gave a little bit of space, right? And if you check that space, like from here to the tip, this is about 3.1 pips. So if you can do something like that and put your stop loss right here, then you can let it run and take partials as at when due. You can see that right here, right? So that is it. But if you want a much clearer trade, this is good. The only thing is that if it breaks down, it could take a while because of all these shadows and all of that. It could dip down and pull back up, all right? But to be much safer, you want to wait. Let's take 15. Let's look at what is happening in 15 minutes. Okay, you can see 15 minutes is good below here. Look at this line here. From here, 15 minutes is good. So I think basically, if this current candle breaks the low of this, for instance, if the 15 minutes were to close below this line, the next 15 minutes could actually be a good trade. Then if you are basing it off on 1 hour, if it breaks the other one, I took 2% yesterday, so I don't want to. I have a withdrawal to make today, being Tuesday, so I won't be trading on my live account. I have an evaluation. I have a 100K account. Another one that I need to pass. I'm in the second phase right now, so I need, and I took 2% loss on it yesterday. So I'm not going to risk. I need very much clear trades. Okay. So if the 15 minutes now, which is remaining about 8 minutes, closes below this candle, the next 15 minutes breaking the low of that one is going to be a good trade. And I'm going to now place my stop loss maybe somewhere around here, giving me somewhere around here, somewhere around here, which is inside the candle, right? Giving me a good risk to reward because I really need that. So that is it. That is the anticipation now. So in the meantime, we cross our fingers and wait because that's all you do. That's the major part of the business. That's the major part of the business. All right. So that said, okay, someone asked, can we apply the end pattern in this case? Okay, the two questions, beautiful. So if you are watching now, those guys that ask the questions, I'm going to answer your questions. Can we apply the end pattern in this case? Let's take a look at it. Yeah. I think, oh, perfect. I think the end pattern is feasible right here. The end pattern is really feasible. Let's check if it has reached the correction level. So you agree with me that we have an impulse here, right? And then we have a correction here. So we possibly need an impulse to the downside. That is the end pattern. But this correction, has it reached a zone where it should start falling? Let's take a look at that. So I'm going to put my Fibonacci. And also I forgot to turn on my pivot. So look at the pivots here. So we're actually going to have a good trade today, right? Just check it out. We're actually going to have a good trade today because the candle is already below P. All right, it's already below P, and it's already below P, so it should be targeting S1. If everything goes good, it should be moving down to around S1. So that said, let's look at the end pattern Fibonacci and see if we can get what we need here. So from here, the last candle before the move down is this green candle. So this is the high. I push it all the way down to the low, which is right here. This is the low here. Let me mark it out for those of you. This is where the high is. All right. This is the high. And this right here is the low. This right here is the low. So you will agree with me that market actually, when it's moved up, now look at the golden zone here. This is the golden zone of this end. And you will agree with me that this guy has actually dipped inside the golden zone. So I believe that once the candle breaks the low of this 1 hour, we are getting a free fall to the downside. So it's going to be a beautiful day. All we have to do now is exercise patience. All right? Just exercise patience. Once it breaks the low, you can take your trade because I think I'm going to take that. But I'm looking really at the 15 minutes here. So once this low breaks, I believe we need to have a free fall. So the end pattern is very much applicable here. And someone says my Fibonacci settings, you can take a screenshot now. I'm going to double tap my Fib so you can see the settings now. So this is my Fibonacci. And this is my setting. All right. So you can take a screenshot now to see the settings of my Fibonacci. I believe you have done that. This is it. All right. So I use one color, which is green. I have no background. I uncheck the background. I have no background color right there. Look at the other settings right here. I put it as percent and not as values. And yeah, so that is it. All right. If you have any other question, make sure you do ask. Ask on the comment section. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get this channel to grow. Let's get it to grow. All right. So, okay. All right, all right. So we are still on our waiting business. We are still waiting for the market to fall into our hands, for the market to fall into our hands, and then we, of course, do the needful. We'll execute without emotions. All right. So that's it. So my alerts are still where they are. My alerts are still where they are. So once they get triggered, then we should actually, execute. Yeah. All right. Fingers crossed while we wait. Okay, guys. Um. Okay. Someone asks, sharing the link, sharing the link, sharing the link. So not yet. Don't share the link yet. Okay. Why I'm doing this and making some of these explanations is for those of us that have not yet mastered how we trade. So I believe after this week, you can then begin to share the link. All right, because after this week, all you have to do is just once I come in, I mark the chart. No explanations, no teachings, nothing. Okay, because these are the exclusive. This is right exclusive for you guys now. So what I need to do now is after this week, it serves as a refresher for a lot of persons, and you are seeing us apply it in real time, in real life. And once that's done, and I see just a few people coming here, please. 90% of success in trading is showing up. Good days, bad days, just fucking show up. Please show up. If I want to sacrifice my time to do this thing for you guys, show the hell up. All right. This is 2025. I have intention to actually, the way this thing has transformed my life, I want it to transform a lot of you guys. And you have to put in the work, and that is sacrificing the time. Unless you have all the money that you need, because I call it the trinity of success is time, energy, and money. So if you don't have money, you have to put time and energy to get money. Do you understand? If you have money, you are using it to buy your time and energy, vice versa. You understand? You want to do something and you have money, you delegate it, it's going to cost you money. All right? So if you don't have that money yet, make sure you are willing to put in the time, and every day, at least for the past 16 months, I have woken up at this time, I have looked at the chart, I have taken trades. And that is when the transformation happens. Because I notice sometimes that because you have a bad day and you feel like, you don't want to, come to the church because of a bad day. Believe you me, the day you don't come might be the day you're going to have a massive. It has happened to me time and time again. You will not be looking in retrospect. I will be saying, had I known, because you missed to show up that day, you missed a massive move. Do you understand? And one thing you notice is that the market, the chart we are examining, being the gold chart, has been gathering liquidity lately. All right, it has been gathering. You can see normally. Let me turn on this. You can see when market is normal, market trend. You see, but you can see that for the past how many weeks, market has been ranging on a weekly basis. Do you understand? Mean that it is gathering liquidity to part of this and continue its trend either upwards or downwards. But if we put our MACD, which we will not be doing now, we know whether it's ended the trend and it's possible to come down. What I'm trying to say is, imagine the day it begins to trend on weekly basis, where you have movements like this kind of beautiful movements, right? Green on a week. These are days that you come on the chart and the strategy is playing out 100%. If you look at the daily, the same thing. You can see on the daily basis, we've not had much of a trend, just a little bit of trend. And I think trend is reversed because on the daily here, the red candle broke and closed below the previous green candle. So we most likely are back to experience a down trend on the daily, and this also passes out as an end pattern. You can see the red here and the corrective move, and we possibly need to have some red here, which could, be enclosed inside that channel I drew earlier, or break the channel to continue to come down. Like, those things are not our concerns. We don't predict, rather we react and execute. Our trading strategy is a series of if-else statements. If this happens, this is what I do. If this other one happens, this is what I do. All right. And believe you me, the discipline also comes to the fact that I spend only 2 hours on the chart, right? My day is my day. The moves happen at that volume. Don't, because you want to be as productive as you can each day. So you are dedicating about 2 to 3 hours of your time to the chart each day. And if you do that over the course of, let's say, trading days, 5 days a week for 52 weeks, right? 5 days a week for 52 weeks is about 260 days, and you're giving 3 hours. That's 780 hours in a year. My dear, you're going to become good at this, extremely good at this. All of these findings, all of these patterns I've discovered about the boss strategy is by virtue of sitting my ass down here and looking at the chart and seeing them happen over and over and over again. So I know exactly how to react if it happens again. So I indulge you guys to show up. Consistency is the key to everything, and it requires discipline for you to be consistent. There is no gainsaying that. There is no two ways about that. You need to become aggressive. Like, you need to be hungry. You need to become aggressive. I was at the point where I felt I have lost it all. It's either trading or nothing, because I see myself not going to beg someone, not going to raise some funds. I need some level of independence. I need to give my opinions at tables that matter. And if you are broke, you can't do that. You don't even have an opportunity. And the rest is history. So I need that for you guys this year. So you show up here. I promise you, I'll try as much as possible to showing up. All right. I promise to keep showing up. We're gonna do this together. We're gonna grow together. So I just want you to keep showing up. And I'm reading. I am expanding my knowledge more and more on global economics. All right, because I think we are getting to the point in my firm where we want to start creating what we call, like, just the way you have mutual, what's it called, indexes, right? So mutual funds, indexes, and all of those things. That's a collection of all of these, tradable assets. So I'm looking at a way to help my clients make money by providing some products wherein they invest. You have a basket, a portfolio where you have real estate, you have trading, and you have all of that. So you choose it, you have like a certain percent return, and we manage that for them. You understand? So I'm looking at position trading, which is why I delve. What I thought, if I were you, I would research. Knowledge is not found wanting in our day now, right? If I were you, I would use chat. I will use all the resources on my disposal and look more into the Gantt theory, the Gantt chart. I'll look at the necessary books. I will try to get, I know that if you look for the 30-second jewel, you're not really gonna find it anywhere on the internet unless you have $360 to spare. And believe you me, I know where to look in the internet to find things. All right. So I had no other option but to buy it. If you guys want that, it's definitely going to go to you guys at a very subsidized rate. I just need someone has bought it and we are reading it together. I am giving that guy every weekend on. I'm like his account. It's not a book that I can keep. It's not one of those, okay, I bought it, you have the bragging right, you have a book. Bullshit. It's not it. It's a gem. It's a jewel for our time. Seriously. This is a trader, if you look at the history of Gantt, this is a trader that before in fact, let me see if I can see a page of that his book. I have not done my morning group after bathing. But let me just show you this before I now leave the chart to do that. But first and foremost, let's look at what the chart is doing. Okay, let's go back to the 30 minutes. You see why it is not. You don't have to enter early into trades. Good. All right. So while we are still waiting here, let me open that my PDF, the book. This is a man. Why is that? How many percent was he reported to make? Let me see. Let me open this right here. Okay. The 32nd jewel is a gem. In the last year, something I made about the penultimate month of last year, like on November. That was when I was able to muster the courage, because I don't search this thing tire. I don't search this thing tire. This is a gem, honestly. So you can see here, I think what I was trying to look for is the opinion. Okay. Well, that was when I was doing a review. Let's take a look at. Let's go here. Don't worry, guys. I know that you are not seeing anything, and I'm trying to find exactly what I'm trying to say, and could give it to you guys. Okay, so let me check it out. I think. Yeah. Latest. Talk about GAN. So I encourage you to look deep into GAN. You have YouTube, it's crazy. However, it's sad that most people, in fact, I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube. I'm trying to, let me share this now. I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube. Sadly, most of them don't know the GAN theory in itself, right? What they just know is how to use some of the tools that have been produced. For instance, if you look at TradingView here, if you look at TradingView, you will see there are some GAN tools. You have some GAN tools on TradingView right about here. I think, where do we have that pattern? I think it should be in drawing. We have some GAN fans, GAN tools. Let me find it out. Where again? So it should be in patterns. Elliott impulse. No. Okay, let me move one after the other. So under Fibonacci here, you see the GAN bus, GAN square, GAN time, blah, right? So what most of these traders do is that they know how to use one or more of these tools, and they make prediction. They created possibly a trading strategy. Constant. Our constant is to be able to know exactly what they're doing. 6 months, 1 year from when we are making the analysis. That is a rare gem, all right? So that is what the GAN does for us. So if you go here, look at, you have YouTube, you can look at a number of persons. There is a guy on YouTube. I've forgotten his name. I'm trying to find him. I think I subscribed to him. Trade like that. No. That's not him. Let me see. Oh, life. I think I subscribed to the guy. But okay, let me check. Is it on my other YouTube channel? Hold on. The guy was the person that is so close. He had all the tools to GAN as well, right? He bought all the books I have on GAN. He has it, and the guy is also good. From a few things I see him talk about, I instantly know that okay, this guy knows his onions, all right? So I'm trying to see if I can find the young man. Okay. His name. Let me check my subscriptions. Okay. Okay, while I'm finding this, look at this. All right, guys, see what's happening now. Another 30 minutes has ended, right? And remember that here, let me on this. Inside here, between this line is our no trade zone. Let me type it out. This is our no trade zone. So we are not taking any trade inside here at all. So let's look at the 1 hour. What's happening in the 1 hour? So 1 hour just ended. So we only are waiting for a trade above white line or below the white line. So we are still having nothing to do on the chart.
All we have to do is, you have to admit this is impressive. Okay, I'm not making this stuff up. This is some real advanced forecasting knowledge. All we have to do is, well, oversimplifying this, multi-fund pattern, all you have to do is you just have to run through time and you can figure this stuff out. If you look at this, there's a couple of things. Okay, so we have the number figured out. We have the dating calculators all set. So all we have to do is keep running these calculators. The other thing you have to keep in mind is we're working on the law of periodicity, which means we're going to go from a top to a bottom to a top to a bottom to a top to a bottom. And so let's see where that did happen.
The only community out there who combines automated strategies, the right coaching, support, mentorship to help you actually trade them properly, using diversified trading portfolios, walk forward analysis, and also moving with the market. Now, we give you those things alongside a $100,000 guarantee funded account to get you on the right path from day one. Now, we also prove stuff.
Okay, guys, I'm finding it difficult to find the person I'm looking for. Finding it difficult. to get the guy. I'll find it and I'll also direct you guys to it. But most importantly, he pointed out how there was a soybean chart that GAN traded in the early 1900s, right? So I think around 1927, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, GAN actually marked the high lows, high lows, high lows of the market. And he made it was so accurate that it got people, talking about him. Do you understand? It got people talking about him, right? So it was crazy. So look at what market is doing here. Even though I see what market is doing here, it broke the 30 minutes time frame high and broke the 1 hour time frame high, possibly going to go up above here, but it's inside another block. So I'm not taking this trade. It's a trap. But normally, if I hadn't taken an L yesterday, I would have possibly risked 1% on this because market has a funny way to surprise people, which it may actually go here. But this is a no trade zone for us. So I'm not taking any trade here. I only want to see a close above here or a close below here. That's the only time I would ask. So back to what I was saying about GAN. In fact, there is a software. There is a software used to analyze GAN, a specialized software. Just check it out. It's called Optima. I try finding out a way to, try finding out a way to go around it because, from where we are, when we see a software, we try to see if we can actually find a crack version of that software. Sadly, there is none I could find for Optima. It's crazy. So crazy. Hi. So right now I'm planning. I don't know if it's going to take me a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, but I know it's not going to be up to a year to buy this software, Optima, and just take a look at Optima's price for you to understand. It's powerful. It's powerful. This is Optima GAN. It's a specialized software for GAN. So let's look at this software. Yeah. So let's see what their price is. Let's see what their price is. Let's say, okay, look at the different prices. You have Optimal Trader, and this is per year. The list here now, and this one doesn't have the GAN analysis. This one has it, and this one has it too. So 12 months, they are paying $2,000 something for it, 4,000 something for this. But it is powerful. It is unmatched, actually. It's unmatched for what it does. So that's why I believe they have that. All right, still looking at our chart. So, like I say, you research GAN, you research GAN, not for you to develop possibly a day trading strategy from it, but more like having a direction of the flow of global economy, direction of the flow of dollar, direction of the flow of any asset class on an expanded time horizon. So it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be wonderful if it's something you master. So we have more movements to the upside here. So we're going to have a close here. This is 8 a.m. We have 1 more hour to spend on the screen. I have 1 more hour to spend on the screen. Hello? Okay. Okay, so let's check this. So guys, I decided my screen sharing and connected it. Apparently some of you aren't. So I believe if you can see it now, just let me know so that we know we're on the same page. So if you can see the screen right now, just let me know. If you can't see it, it's probably from your own end. And yeah. Okay. Any questions, please do let me know. Any challenge, any questions, talk to me. Awesome. Beautiful. So you can see that pullback from the pivot here. This pullback, once it reverses, you have about 51 minutes on the 1 hour time frame, 20 minutes on the 30 minutes. Your trading will significantly improve if you have the patience to wait for at least 30 minutes candle to complete before you make any decision. This is one big secret you need to know. Wait for 30 minutes candle to complete before class yesterday from this guy. He was the former. Guys, can you hear me now? I lost my network momentarily there. Okay, good. So, like I was saying, while driving to work yesterday, I was listening to a podcast. And guys, there is also things you need to do this year to better your life. There are things you need to do to better your life, and one of them is to listen to the podcast of role models. I have Spotify, and I use Spotify to listen to some select podcasts while I'm on transit, while I'm commuting to work. So here, well, some of the recommended ones that I'm going to share with you is the Diary of a CEO. The Diary of a CEO is an amazing podcast, and the host is Stephen Bartlett, a very young guy, and he's actually a venture capitalist now, right? He's made so much money for himself, and he conducts interviews for a lot of renowned personalities. He conducts. The screen has stopped sharing again. So let me do this again. So I'm talking about the Diary of a CEO. You can search for that in Spotify. Yeah. So he conducts a lot of interviews from renowned experts around the globe in health, in business, in finance. So there are a lot from his list that you can learn from, right? So I also listen to Bloomberg. Bloomberg has a podcast too. We're going to learn a lot about finance and global economy, especially where the world is going, right? So the interview yesterday of Bloomberg was the former CEO of Cisco, right? So he was talking about his outlook for 2025. It was amazing. It was a very exciting one. So he shared how the AI industry, and there's something about, you see, people don't learn from history. And those of us that keep listening here will have an edge over the masses. You understand? Now, when internet came out newly, right, there was not a widespread adoption of it, despite the ruse around it, despite the noise and all of that. The adoption came later, but the early adopters are the guys making the money today off internet. You talk of Amazon, starting his company during the internet, the internet, will I call it the internet inception. What's this other one? Google. You have Google, you have the likes of Facebook in 2003 and all of that. So when you have these new technologies, adoption usually takes a while, but the early adopters usually become the market leaders. They have an advantage. So he was talking about the new there is a change in paradigm now, which is caused by AI. And the thing about humans is we are very conservative. We easily don't accept change, right? So most people still find it difficult that they are going to lose their jobs, the current jobs that they have now, because of AI. Or they're saying, this is just the same thing over again. A lot of jobs are going to become outdated, and a lot of companies are automating. So you should hedge yourself now. You should have a skill that is going to give you an edge, that will hedge you against the gradually disappearing jobs that AI is going to take over. All right. You should be in the parts where you are the ones you need to learn about how to program AI. You need to learn how to even write the programs for AI. All right. You need to adopt AI to make work faster and more efficient for yourself. All right. So he talked about that, and he also talked about India overtaking. In fact, India now is going to be a global economy. Just take a look at some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in the United States, right? So you understand that most of them, their CEOs are Indians. Is that by chance? No. They are very intentional about what it is they are doing. And as a matter of fact, the Chinese economy, according to him, and of course, according to statistics that follow, Chinese is undergoing some kind of economic challenge now, having India take over. When it comes to workforce, dedicated workforce, and high demand, Indians are ranking number one now. All right. So Indians are actually taking over. And the reason why Chinese had an advantage to actually be at par with the United States when it comes to that, but their kind of government, less than democratic system of government, and their kind of secrecy in the things they do. They hardly share things with the world. That lack of a sharing economy has really hampered their growth in some areas. All right. So we are looking at robotic systems now. Imagine doctors. In fact, the point will come, AIs will be diagnosing with much more accuracies. Imagine someone telling you today that going to, at some point in time, become effaced. You no longer become a job that people will vie for. You will be shocked. You'll be, how will that even happen, right? So, but it's happening now. It's happening now. As a matter of fact, there are certain symptoms you're going to put to AI, and the diagnosis of your body with a high level of accuracy tells you what it is that is happening to you. So imagine that barrier between AI and robots, right? The AI we are currently using now is telling, robot is doing. So imagine when it tells it what to do and execute, which is why Jensen, the CEO of NVIDIA, is at the helm of affairs now. He's a celebrity when it comes to tech right now because he has this last consumer electronics conference that was held in the United States. He was a rock star. He introduced all the products they were working on. Imagine a supercomputer they are building, a particular, GPU, a particular computer they are building that can fit into your hand. The GPUs they are building, there's one, is it ATX? The names are, I can't remember them now. Some very, very powerful systems that could process magnitude of data in terabytes and more. So these are advancements that are happening now, and one thing you should, as a student of finance, you should always keep abreast of these changes in technology, because people call it what? Success, right? So as you are trading, God's grace, you begin to have some earnings, or you are doing your daily job, you are keeping your savings, you have some good financial management. There are certain things that will come your way, but you will not recognize them because you are not informed, right? During the era of BTC, I've always been an internet person. Sadly, I was in school there and I was focused on making a first class. Crazy, you know. So anything that, in fact, BTC will be flashing on the screen, then I would say, these internet scammers have come again. The advert was here and there and all of that. I missed the technology. I didn't take time to research it. And I vow that that should never happen to me again. And technologies keep coming out. Technologies keep coming out. So that you miss the era of BTC doesn't mean that if you position yourself well, that you wouldn't, catch the next era of the big thing that is going to happen. So you have to be properly informed. You have to make sure that you consume knowledge like someone that is crazy, right? So because they are going to, you might think it's not, the reward is compounding. You might think it's not doing anything for you. The day is going to come out, the day, even if you don't apply it to yourself, when you sit in the midst of people that make plans that change Nigeria as we know it, when you meet in the midst of people and then you open your mouth and talk, this still waiting for what can do for us. And in the meantime, I'm not seeing any good trade here. So while the market is playing tantrums and prevaricating, trying to take a lot of early sellers out, I believe it's going to go down. So, but what I believe does not matter at all, because we are not predictive traders, we are reactive traders. There are some people that have seen this and have entered much earlier. Instead of waiting for the trade to be triggered for them, they would have been taken out by now. So we are waiting for the close below 2667.5. And once we're able to get that, voila, we should be able to take our sell. On the other hand, if it decides to continue to go up here, we need a clearance above here. We need a clearance above here for us to now take our trade on a buy. With that said, I'm just going to excuse myself to go and prepare for work. Remember that we'll be out of the chart by 9 a.m. In the meantime, let me please place I need money. Make I collect the small one I don't make. So let me open my app and apply for, you only apply for withdrawals every Tuesday. So if you are in profit every Tuesday, you apply for withdrawal. Although this is not much, you have a lot to pay for the firm, for a land. I really needed a trade this morning, at least, to give me some cushioning effect. But patience is a virtue of the gods. Yeah. Okie dokie. God is the greatest. Awesome. I have placed the request. So I'm just going to show you what the request looks like on our platform. And I hope someday one of us here will be able to do stuff like this. So I think it's gonna take, depending on, I think there's how many business days will it take, Seth? I don't know yet, but we shall see. We will see. So let me just crop this one out, and yeah. So yeah. So I just cropped it. Let's paint it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's it. The request has been made. So what I'm going to do now is to wait. Just post a screenshot on our platform for it. And yeah, I think I need to block off my reference ID because we feel get hackers for. Yep. Yeah, just something like this. All right. Oh, guys, it's happening. It's happening. Check out. 30 minutes is happening. Let's look at 1 hour. Oh, although I don't like it in 1 hour. I need a close below these lines. I need a close below these lines. So, or a break below those lines. The previous candle is red. This is breaking. Will it break this line? Is it going to trigger? Let's see what the risk would be from here. So if it's going to trigger, that means stop loss will be adjusted to this level just above pivot. Just above pivot. It's happening, guys. It's happening. It's happening. Sell stop should be at this point now. This will happen. This is a good sell. After it has played on people's emotions, I think this is going to be a good sell. Let's take a look at 15 minutes time frame here. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Sell stop. Hello? Huh? My screen is showing. Okay, let me just, all right. Let me reshare it. So I believe you guys can see my screen. I've had series of, oh goodness. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen? Interesting. Yeah, guys. You see, it came close to where the sell stop ought to be and pulled back up. Sell stop should be at that, like my line, my alert has to be triggered before any action. Remember how I've adjusted the stop loss now? Stop loss is now above pivot, right? Stop loss is above pivot. So now there are two things I'm going to do. There are two things I'm going to do. We need a break and close below this line. However, if this candle continues to push down and trigger my alert, it's going to be a sell stop. So I know that this is going to be a good trade. So the plan here is to risk a total of about 3 to 4%. I will start first with 2%. All right. So once it moves down, okay, look at this is 15 minutes candle now. Let's take a look at how the 15 minutes ends. It's coming in 9 minutes. You don't take it closes. All right. So once this guy comes down and breaks, look at the value here. Look at it here. 2667. All right. 2667. My first 2% will be inside this market. My first 2% will be inside this market. And then if that candle closes in the 30 minutes, let's switch to 30 minutes. Let's switch to 30 minutes. If that candle closes, the next one that is going to break its low is where I'm going to add the next 2%. All right. But so far, nothing is happening. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I plan to take like 4%. So if I have a move up to this level here, I should have made my back what I lost yesterday. And if it continues, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. All right. So look at that pullback. Crazy, crazy, crazy pullback. So patience is key. You have your trade cut across for you right now. You have your trade cut across. You want the candle to close below this white line or set a sell stop at 2667 such that if it triggers, half of your risk will be in. Then if you now get a close like this and the next candle breaking the low of that, you want to risk a total of 2% in this trade. Don't go in 2%. All right, do that. You first of all enter the first part, 1%, and then if everything goes well, where this candle, that candle you enter the trade on closes below here. All right, it closes below here, and the next one coming breaks the low. You enter the remaining 1%. But so far, the market is playing pranks. It's pushing back up, crazy, and we are still safe. No entry has been made yet. It has not touched our line. It came quite close, but it hasn't triggered our trade. All right, guys. So I've actually opened my new tab, set this, and yep. Let's to tell you guys yesterday. I missed it. I didn't trade in the afternoon yesterday, but I saw a beautiful trade. For those of you who are still, even though we have just morning sections here, you should be looking at taking at least 2 trades, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. We have very beautiful Zukwanike play out yesterday afternoon. Let me delete this M pattern. Do you see that here? Exactly around 11:30, 12. You can see in the 30 minutes you have your Zukwanike here. Perfectly played out. Look at it here. The red, green, and red. Boom. It was beautiful. I was like, I got busy with other stuff. This would have been an amazing, amazing trade. And just like Zukwanike does for us at every, right? It always has very huge risk to reward. So this particular trade that happened yesterday, had your sell at the break of this low here, stop loss above the red here, and who knows, to S1, at least to S1 here. Boom. That is almost too me further. I will stop here. Not necessary. It's not practical. The practical area of taking your profit is at S1 or at the candle close. If it's took it at the candle close, that would have been a good 1:2.35. So that happened yesterday afternoon. If you look at the 1 hour too, you saw another Zukwanike yesterday again. So let me check it out. Where was it again? Where did I spot that? Where did I spot that? Yes, that was much earlier, around 9. I think we have left the chart before it happened, somewhere around here. All right, so you always have to watch out for this. I have designed my lifestyle, I've designed my trades such that once it's 9:30, I'm out of the chart, because I realized that after 9:30, between 9 and 10, markets can trap you a lot. It can be, the behavior is, there's a lot of anomaly within that time frame. So I don't spend time waiting for it to happen. All right, I believe we have learned 1 or 2 today. Just keep on the walk, keep working, making your life better. And for those of you waiting for a trade, make sure you wait. You set your stop loss at the designated price. Put your risk. All right. You put your risk, because if you look at this again, if you look at this structure now from the 1 hour, let me turn off the chart for you to see. Just take a look at this. If this current candle were to eventually end as red, so you just want to, in 17 minutes, the 1 hour candle will end, and it's going to define where the direction of this trade is going to be. So with that, we are going to be calling it an end of the stream. We've been hour. 36 minutes, and that's a good one. So you just get ready. If you have any questions, you can still ask on the platform after the stream, all right? And mind you that we are off the chart doesn't mean that I'm not waiting for this trade. You already know what we are waiting for. Make sure for your buy, you have a close above this area, okay? So that you'll be able to capture much, most likely going to continue to go down. Look at another sweet traffic to the left of this. So make sure you don't miss any of these trades, because I'm definitely not going to miss it. I'm going to be looking at my charts on 30 minutes interval, even when I'm driving and all that. So with that, we are going to call it a day for today's streaming section. Thank you guys for showing up, and I encourage you to tune up, because we are on a what is it called? If I bite my tongue, we are on a transformative journey this year, and I want to see every one of us at the top. Thank you and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.